Alrighty, Dan, flying off.
Oh no, we did not talk about that.
Jets flying off to London, Dan. Play the Vikings. Woody's real comfortable with that. We got two big storylines. Rodgers playing the Vikings, Darnold playing the Jets. Who's going to come out victorious?
I'm still trying to get over what you just did. Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Thank you. Vikings week, Sam Darnold, revenge game, slightly for
Very
Darnold.
much so, I think.
We'll see
Very
what
much
happens.
so.
I mean, Vikings are on top of the world, man. They have everything going for them. They have a three-headed monster at wide receiver. They have an unbelievable defense. They blitz just as much, if just maybe a little bit less than the Broncos do. So, I think we're going to see a similar challenge there. And this is a little bit of a I mean, I'm not going to say must win, but you go 2-3 and things
Yeah.
really start to get hot. I know that you're not playing the Broncos team that are, kind of finding themselves, and the Vikings, have kind of established their identity as one of the dominant forces in the NFL right now. But like, dude, you kind of have to win this game. You have to prove that you can beat the good teams and not just the Titans and the Broncos.
Yeah.
Those teams are beatable, and the Vikings are one of the better teams in the NFL, if not, a top 10 team. Obviously, I know they're undefeated.
I mean, they're
but
the only
still
undefeated team
figuring
in
it
the
out.
NFC right now. So
Right, exactly. So if you want to prove that you are a legitimate contender, you are a playoff team, you got to win the game. And there's a lot on the line.
yeah, I mean, to your point, and not even to prove that we're a legitimate team, but like to prove that last week wasn't just a fluke, right? Like a fluke in the rain against the Broncos. Who knows why, whatever reason, but like,
Or was a fluke,
or
right?
was a fluke. Yeah, last week was a fluke, right? You gotta come back and win this game. And I think this is going to be the hardest game of the season so far. We're playing red hot Sam Darnold, Justin Jefferson, probably the best wide receiver we're going to play all season, right? I mean, I think.
Agreed.
And then not to like look forward, but like look after this. We've got the Bills after that, and then the Steelers, Steelers are meh. So you know what I mean? But like the Bills to come up right after that. So on us traveling back, it's definitely a game that I think we need to win. And like you said, dude, their defense is unbelievable. They've got Justin Jefferson. I want to say like a resurgence of Aaron Jones in a way. Like he's playing really, really well. I think probably behind one of the better lines he's played against. So yeah, dude, I don't know. I think they've got it on all levels, and I think we have it on all levels. I think just for whatever reason we weren't clicking last week. So
yeah,
I don't know, man. If we're talking about what we need to do to win,
yep.
I think honestly, I think our defense can go toe to toe with Jefferson and Jones. I really do. I think we've shown that we can defend the run better than we have in the past. But I think our offense has got to click, and I think they've just got to figure it out. We're going into week 5. Garrett and Rodgers have been off. No, I don't care what anybody says. They have not been on the same page. Multiple missed routes last week.
Oh, yeah.
I think that offense, we've got to fix those penalties and just play like we did against the Patriots 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? And I think we played well on offense. I think we're going to win the game.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, just like you're saying, dude, if you have a number one wide receiver, well, then guess what? He plays like a number one wide receiver. I mean, Justin Jefferson is a number one wide receiver for the Vikings, and he acts like it. I mean, like these excuses, and even Rodgers used it, which, I mean, I don't know, but like then defenses are scheming for Garrett. Defenses are scheming for him. So they're shutting him down. Well,
yeah,
dude, the number one wide receivers, they are able to step up to the challenge, and they're able to make it work because they're just better than whoever they're going up against. And I understand double coverage, but you don't have it every single play. Every now and then you have the single coverage, and you have to take advantage.
Yeah.
So completely agree. I mean, Breece Hall has obviously been a little bit of a disappointment this year. Hopefully you just see what we've been hoping for since game 1. This is now we're pretty much outside of the first quarter of the season. You hope that the team is starting to gel, and they're starting to kind of come together and get comfortable with each other. But like you said, like with Garrett Wilson, we haven't seen that yet. So really, for me, one of the big things, keys to success, if you will, is just get Garrett and
Yeah.
Rodgers on the same page. The teams that win those big games, you have the big play. The Jets have yet to have the big play yet.
Yeah.
You know,
I
even
agree.
in even in 4 games, we haven't had the big play.
A big explosive play.
We
That's
had
a
the
very
one
good
th-
point.
we
Very
had the
good
one
point.
throw to Lazard in garbage time, which was kind of a joke. So like
Yeah.
we need this 65-yard pass to Garrett or something along those lines. Somebody break one and show this is an explosive offense because of this. So I want to see that this game.
I agree. I agree.
Yep.
Um, I mean, talk about stumbling blocks of like
Yeah.
what we can what can we do to lose the game? Show up exactly like we did against the Broncos and
Right.
commit, what was it, like 9 penalties or
Yeah.
13, like
Just
13
undisciplined.
penalties, like something ridiculous for over 100 yards. Like you just can't do that. Now, granted, I think some of them were a little like, did Lazard really need to get called for that? Probably not. But I mean, I
Right.
guess if that's something they're calling for, then sure, I get it. But like the offsides, things like that, like I did not like the way Rodgers and Salah seem to be against one another with like what's the word I'm looking for? Like
Cadence.
disciplining or keep holding players
Oh, holding
accountable.
people
Like
accountable. Yeah.
it seems like Brees Hall had 2 offsides. Pull him from the game, man. Pull him from the game after the first one for a downer or for a series or two,
All
and
of
then
them
if he
every
does it
quarter.
again, pull him from the game. We got Braylon Allen, so I think coming
Yeah.
out underprepared and just committing penalties is going to lose us this game. It's
I
something we
com-
can't do.
Completely agree. Completely agree. And that's going to be mine as well. Like, and the thing that, like, to touch on what you just said with Salah, like, he just doesn't hold his players accountable. He kind of
Yeah,
chooses a player every now and then and puts him in the doghouse, Denzel Mims and, just,
fringe players, if you will, almost like
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
almost like players he's trying to make an example of maybe. But then, like, if you're one of the guys, like a Brees Hall, you can kind of do whatever you want. And I know he has
yeah.
this mentality of, you know, you can't treat these guys like children. You have to treat them like men and like whatever it might be. And like, I get that. I mean, they're 20, 23, 24 years old, so they're young. And I understand that he's not like, oh, fear your coach or else type of guy, but like, you can't let everybody just run wild
Can't just
then.
let it slide.
Yeah, everyone just feels like they can do whatever they want. And here's the thing, and going off what you said, if everybody loves Rodgers, right? If the players love Rodgers, if everybody is on his side, then they've been seeing what the media has been saying
Yeah.
about I'm sorry, Salah. If everybody loves Salah
Oh,
is
okay.
what I'm
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
say. If everybody loves Salah and they're a huge advocate of his and they love him as a coach and he gets them riled up, well then guess what? They've been seeing what the media has been saying about Salah, then you better play for him.
Yeah,
Then
I
you
agree.
better step up. You better not make these dumb penalties. You better make the big play because that guy that you love so much, his ass is on the line.
We lose these next 2 games. I think Salah's gone midseason. I
Yes,
really do.
that
I
is a
really do. I really
very
do.
legitimate thing because you lose his next 2 games as a potential Super Bowl contender, as
You got to
everyone's
win
been
out then.
saying. Like, yeah, and I don't know if they even flip the coin and say, "Hey, is Salah our guy for this?" So I
Yeah.
love Salah, would love a
I
great
like.
guy,
Yeah.
a family man, all that type of stuff. But I agree, he lets his players get away with way too much, and I can't stand how he doesn't talk to anybody on the sidelines.
No.
Anybody. You don't see him talking to Hackett. You don't see him talking to Ulbrich. You don't see him talking to the players. He just stands around and waits to celebrate when the defense does something special. So
Yeah.
like I understand that's how he is and he's not going to change, but then you need success
I
because when
agree.
you don't have success, people look at all of your faults. And we're
Yep.
looking at all of his faults right now. So if you're the players coach that you say you are, your players better play for you
Players got
or
to show up for you.
you're
I, I
gone.
I couldn't agree more, dude. And I think it's always like we've said this on this show many times before. Like we need to see emotion from Salah. Like I want to see. I don't want to see emotion from Salah only when we're doing well.
Yeah.
That
Or
just
just
tells me
yelling at
that
the
it's fake,
refs.
right? Like
Yeah.
yeah, like you got to show emotion too. Like and maybe that's just me, right? But I feel like you got to show emotion when things are down. And do you want to treat your guys like men? Yes, but like I'm a man. If I don't do my job, I get fired. I get reprimanded. Not that they don't behind closed doors, but like for all intents and purposes, it looked like Brees Hall was able to just have 2 offsides that probably cost us some drives, and then he was able to play again. So I don't know,
You
dude.
are a man too, Gordon.
I am a man. I am a
You're
man.
strong, big and strong, and also a
Yeah,
man. Good for you.
you know.
Predictions for the game. I'm gonna say that we do not win.
I
As
know. I
much
know. I
as
know.
much as I want to be
I know.
optimistic, and I had the Jets at 4-0 after 4 games, which is I think I did have us losing to the Vikings.
I think you did.
I think that was like our first loss, 4-1, and I'm gonna kind of stick to that, especially with the way the Vikings has looked. I don't think this is a must win for us, even though when we started talking, I alluded to that. It's not a must win, but we have to show something. We have to show some sign of life. So I'm gonna say
Yeah.
31-27
Oh,
Vikings.
you think they're going to drop 30 on us?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a battle.
Okay. I,
Yeah.
I, I am with you that we're going to lose, but I also want us to win. So I'm going to say we're going to win. I'm going to be that guy. I think we're going to go out there. Hopefully we can make Darnold see some ghosts. I don't know. Ghosts of the Jets past.
That'd
Who
be nice.
knows? Rodgers has done well against the Vikings in the past. Different coach, different team. I get it. Whatever. But I think he knows what's at stake. And I think the players honestly do know that, like, if they don't win this game, they got to win against the Bills, and that's not an easy game. And then if that way, then I think some serious changes are being made. Not just a possible wide receiver coming in. I think some serious coaching changes are going to be made. But my prediction 28,
Oh,
24 Jets. That's my prediction. I really do. I think it is going to be a high scoring game.
yeah. I mean, obviously, I love our defense, but
early.
I just think that sometimes you have those games where you let up, big. I know
You
they
let up
did
a
it with
few.
the 49ers, but oh, yeah, we'll see. All right, man. Very good.
See you Sunday morning, bright and early.
I love it, dude.
Dolly
JETS.
All England.
And oh,
Jets.
cheerio.